It's Brennan Jeannetti from the Spotify playlist Songs Brennan's Bumping, and I've got another guest with me today, Peter Hurley. He is a producer. He is a singer. He plays the piano. He is a DJ. He does pretty much everything in the music world.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, so tell me, how did you even get started in music?
Honestly, it's kind of confusing for me, honestly. It all just kind of meshed together. I think when I was around 6 or 7, my mom signed both me and my sisters up for piano lessons. Cool. So I was almost kind of forced into it, but looking back on it, definitely very, very grateful of that opportunity. And then, we just kept taking piano lessons with my teacher over the years. Got to a point where she actually didn't really have much to teach us anymore.
Okay.
And then singing actually came along with, similarly, both my sisters were in the our church choir. I would have to show up because I was the youngest one. My mom didn't want to leave me at home by myself, which definitely made sense.
But parenting right there.
So then she said, why not you just join? So I was in it for a couple of years. And then when I actually started singing, I would never really perform in front of anybody else. So it would always be whenever my family was home. Mm-hmm. Or whenever my family was actually away from home. Yeah, exactly. And then I started to get a little more comfortable with it. So as they started just being around the house and I just felt like I wanted to go to the piano and sing, I'd do it. Eventually in high school, I gained up the confidence to actually start performing.
Wait, no way.
So that's when I just kind of was like, you know what, forget all the fears and everything. I'm just going to do it.
So what happened where you're like, you know what, I'm ready. I can put myself out there and play in front of my high school, because I could never imagine opening up to my family, let alone my entire high school.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a very scary time. I think what helped me out a lot was that I used to post a bunch of videos on Facebook and YouTube, and I post them all to my social media. So it was almost an indirect way of being able to perform in front of my high school without actually having them right there in front of me.
Yeah.
So I was able to get the positive feedback from them. Definitely a lot of support from both my friends and family, which gave me the confidence to just do it.
Keep doing it. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So then how does that translate to, because now you produce and you also DJ, how did that happen?
Yeah, so I think it's really just a matter of always wanting to learn more. Where I am with playing piano and singing, it's gotten to the point where it stayed kind of stagnant, where I can just, if I listen to a song on the radio, I can look it up and I can play it in a matter of maybe 5 minutes.
That's awesome.
So coming into UMass, I actually met a really good friend of mine, Brendan Lau, and he is a producer himself. His brother bought him a MIDI keyboard, and he actually was getting into it. So when I got to meet him, he was actually the one that kind of inspired me to start it as well. He's on more of the hip-hop side, whereas I'm more a fan of the happy and EDM style music, so that's where I've been getting into it. And it's actually tough with producing. It's a really independent. A lot of the stuff that you learn, you have to learn from YouTube videos. You have to learn from others. You really don't have what I had from piano lessons and actually having a teacher there telling you what to do. It's all on your own stuff.
That's kind of just music in general. I know for me, when I was younger, I've always loved music, and I just kind of thought that just because I wanted to do something, I could do it, which isn't true. I when I was younger, I bought a Mac. Weird flex, but I my first job, I bought a Mac, and I was like, okay, yeah, I am a producer now because I have GarageBand, and it's not like that. You really need to take the time and effort and really learn it. So when would you say you actually felt confident with your production skills that you could bring yourself out and start doing DJing and more, really?
Yeah, so I would say within the first year, everything that I was coming out with definitely wasn't good enough for me to be posting online. It definitely took a long time, and it was a long struggle, really, trying to come up with a kind of voice for myself in my music and actually to sound as professional as I can.
Yeah.
Because really what I was coming out with before was just, I would say that anyone could make it. So, and another tough thing I've learned with producing too is you usually have these quick ideas in your head that I've actually been able to develop through just being around music all the time. They pop in your head and you'll just create something in maybe 10 minutes or so and then just abandon it. So there are definitely a lot of projects I have on my computer that I just have started and just never finished. So the ones that I have finished, there's probably still only 10 of them out there right now. are the ones that I've actually been dedicated to enough to actually pursue and post. Yeah.
So when you're DJing, do you play original stuff?
I do a lot of both.
Yeah.
So I think kind of what I said before is being around music for so long, having such great appreciation for it over the years, I've really started to be confident in what I know people will like.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to say I do a very good job in starting the parties and just playing, college students will like the throwback songs that they can sing along to, of course. And then there's also just like the new top 40 hip hop songs. And then you even get pop songs that are remixed by other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping to get to a point in my production where I can actually start playing my own songs through DJing, but I don't think I'm at the point yet where I can do that. So I usually just go off of other people's songs.
Yeah. I mean, you're still out there grinding on the production aspect of it, and you're actually going to show us how you created your most recent beat. What's the song again that you're going to show us?
Yeah, it's called Sunday Morning by Matoma, and he actually released a bunch of his own stems online for like a remix contest. So it's one of my remixes of that song.
All right. Well, I literally, as I said, I know nothing about production, and I understand it's very difficult. So I'm excited to see you show me how it's done.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to do it.
So this is your version of Sunday Morning by Matoma. Why did you decide this song?
It was really a matter of just the fact that I was seeing on his Instagram page that he was releasing this remix contest. So the really cool part about this is that he broke up his own song into its own different pieces and allowed, just for free, allowed all like different producers to take different parts of his songs, different stems. He even included like the kick drums, the snaps, claps, even the lead vocal, all these different elements of it, and allows us to kind of use it how we want and make it into our own piece itself.
That's awesome. So this is the finished product?
Yep.
How long did this take?
Weeks.
Weeks, really?
Yeah, no, it definitely took a while. I wouldn't say nonstop, but it was definitely a long process of, making it sound perfect. So yeah, this is starts off right here. Just starts with the regular lead vocal, and then
that's a lot of track. Oh my god!
A lot of tracks throughout.
Wait, so did you add all of that?
Yep.
Wow, that's wild. So for those who might not know, each one of these is either an instrument or vocal.
Yeah. So like if I can solo this right here, it's just a clap. And then I included this little piano lick and go back to it. Kind of makes it sound a little bouncy.
Yeah.
With the different.
These are all like really small parts of the song that are crucial to it. You might realize, but it's the reason why the song sounds the way it does. Yeah,
and they all come together to make the final process or the final production. So this part I really like doing with my songs. It's called a vocoder. Mm-hmm. So right up here, I have basically the same two vocal parts of this, which is basically the refrain of the whole song.
Yeah.
And then I have this other track here, which is, like I said, the same exact thing. I have this effect on it that basically maps what she is singing in this lead vocal to these chords that I have down right here. So and then that creates this.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
It's kind of the Daft Punk thing. A lot of new producers are doing it nowadays as well. Zed, Marshmello.
Yeah, I definitely heard that, like the middle and also the one with Alessia Cara have that.
And then like it's very hard to hear what this robot is essentially saying. So you put the regular voice over the top of it as well. Key part of EDM songs is building anticipation. Mm-hmm. So at the same time, I have, it's by itself right now. I'll start to introduce more elements along the way.
Because I'm getting ready. I'm building up.
Yep. So we have this sweep that you'll eventually hear. Claps start coming in. Mm-hmm. And the melody I have through it is kind of building up as well.
Okay. I love that. So you don't feel confident putting this in your DJ set?
Not yet.
Why?
I don't know. I'll build up to that time soon. So similar thing with this too. This is really just a little bit of just like vocal chops. You can pitch it as well, make different sounds out of that, and then it's mapped over a similar vocoder thing.
How does something that small, that chunk, how long does that take to make?
It really depends. Actually, this took a really long time for me to do because it's a matter of having this part and then having it work well with what I have here, which are the leads. And I actually had a lot of different melodies that I had in mind I started working with, and then I re-listened to it, and I was like, this isn't working. And then you scrap it all and start over again. So it was definitely a long process trying to come up with this chorus.
You have to have a lot of patience.
Definitely. And I think the main element that I was trying to work with here is having both the vocals and the leads kind of work with each other, so they're not all going at the same time. You have the leads punch once, as you can see in the beginning. They just kind of stay very simple, minimal, and then during these blank periods is when the vocals will come in.
It's so funny to listen to that part of the song because you don't like that does not sound like the same song to me.
Yeah. It's really a culmination of all of these aspects. The chords and the piano really bring it all together. They add a little more space to it because that definitely felt very empty. So once you add the chords, you can kind of start to hear something coming along. It probably would be fine just with this. I tried to bring back the original song by adding the vocals that we got there. And then, of course, all the percussion elements that go into it. Kind of obviously give it that jump.
Yeah.
And then a very important thing that a lot of producers will know about is it's also called compression. So in these leads here, I have this thing going on right now. So it gives it that, it's actually mapped to the kick of drum. So every time the drum kicks, it takes a little bit out of it. So you can kind of hear it bounce up and down every now and then. If I had that off, it would just...
Oh, yeah.
So it's just kind of playing the compressor really makes it fit. And then essentially after that is really all just like basic context of song, just, bringing back the second verse right here. And then this is just kind of like the similar deal with piano. So that's the same vocoder that I was talking about earlier, and then brings back the same exact rhythm.
Okay, I mean, I love this.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
When you were finished, you put it all on SoundCloud?
Yes, this is available on SoundCloud and YouTube, so
and
definitely recommend checking it out.
How was the reaction to it?
Decent. I don't have the greatest following yet, but I mean, I've received several texts telling me that they're continuously listening to it, so it definitely means a lot, knowing that there's definitely people out there that are listening to it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it sounds like something a professional would make.
Well, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, so then it just normally has a regular finish. Just bring back the piano again, which is what I started with. Kind of gives it that cyclical feel.
Yeah.
Ending where it started. And then really, after I was done with all these different elements, was a matter of just mixing it. So, and another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that all these instruments aren't coming out the same exact way. There's a lot of different ones at different volumes, and then there's also different sides of the speaker that they come in. So if you actually listen to this on headphones, you would be able to hear, for example, this right here this right here would be coming out of only the right side.
Only the right side.
So it allows there to be more space to be able to add all these different instruments without it just sounding extremely muffled and everything like that.
I mean, I feel like to a basic music consumer, all of that stuff is super impressive, and it often comes times where DJs and producers don't get enough credit.
Yeah, no, definitely, and like it's it's not the easiest using this software too. Like, as you probably can see, it looks like it was made in the 90s and probably never changed. So it was definitely a really long learning process of just, and I know that there's, for a fact, that there's still a lot that I can learn from this. But so far this is what I've got, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did a pretty great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So now that this is complete, what's to come in terms of your production and producing?
Yeah, well, like I said, like I'm definitely open for learning new different ways of producing music. That vocoder thing I was talking to you about, I learned about last year, and I've been incorporating in a lot of my songs. My friend Brendan, who I still produce with here, has been teaching me a lot of different stuff that he knows, because he's been doing this a lot longer than me. And actually, there will be another remix coming out soon, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Similar deal where the artist released a bunch of stems, and I will be starting that soon. So hopefully you'll be seeing that in the next month or so. Yeah.
All right. So, producer, DJ, singer, where do you want? Like, what's your main goal for the future?
You know, I'm really just doing this as a hobby. If it does take off, then great. But it's really an opportunity for me to express myself musically in different ways and be able to have a finished product like this. It's really cool being able to talk about it, just to show myself really how far I've come since one of my first songs that I've basically been coming out with. I don't really want to be sharing right now. But yeah, no, I mean, it's incredible being able to see basically, and be able to show how much goes into it, and be able to get the feedback that I've been getting on.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm excited to hear now your vocal side of it all, just like extremely multi-talented. Do you know what song you're going to sing for us?
Yeah, so a huge inspiration of mine has been this artist called Quinn92.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, he's incredible, and I love the vibe of his from the beginning, of just kind of having that like upbeat kind of beach summery kind of theme to his stuff. He actually came out with an album recently called From Michigan with Love, and I'm going to be doing a song from that called Good Thing Go.
One of my favorites. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you.
You to want me like you wanna be when it's hot in the middle of June. And I wanna be like your morning coffee, always the first thing you do. Baby, I know what you're thinking before the words even come out of your mouth. When I look at you, I forget what the hell we were talking about. And I don't deserve you, I'll never hurt you. If I ever lost you, I'd die. If I couldn't hold you, I would be so blue. And I'm not supposed to. Maybe I'm saying it too early, maybe I'm moving fast. I may not be the first to love you, but I wanna be the last. When you know, then you know, and I can't let a good thing go. I know I'm rough around the edges, not as smooth as the rest, but I can promise you when I'm with you, I'll love you the best. When you know, then you know, and we can't let a good thing go. The way that you throw on your makeup and stare at the mirror is a beautiful thing. The way that you take up my side of the bed, even though we have a king. All of your family thinks you're too good for me, and I can't defend. I'm just so happy that you would agree to be more than a friend. And I don't deserve you, I'll never hurt you. If I ever lost you, I'd die. If I couldn't hold you, I would be so blue. And I'm not supposed to. Maybe I'm saying it too early, maybe I'm moving fast. I may not be the first to love you, but I wanna be the last. When you know, then you know, and I can't let a good thing go. I know I'm rough around the edges, not as smooth as the rest, but I can promise you when I'm with you, I'll love you the best. When you know, then you know, and we can't let a good thing go.
Hey, this is Peter Hurley, and this is Rainbows by Casey Musgraves.
When it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising waterline. Oh, the sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. Hold tight to your umbrella, darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I see, you'll be blinded by the colors, yellow, red, orange, and green, and at least a million others. So tie up the bow, take off your coat, and take a look around. Well, the sky is finally open, the rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. Hold tight to your umbrella, darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. So tie up the bow, take off your coat, and take a look around. Everything is alright now, 'cause the sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. Let go of your umbrella, darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. That there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head.
Those two songs actually come from like my favorite artists. So it was really like cool to hear them in a more stripped down way.
Yeah, I love them too. Thanks.
So before we head out, where can the people find you on social media?
Yeah, so if you want to hear more of those covers, definitely follow me on Instagram at Hurley Music. It's HRLY Music. And then for all my productions and everything, that is on my SoundCloud. Same thing, Hurley Music right there.
All right, well, thanks so much for stopping by. I can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks for having me.
Miss the days when we were crazy, love drunk and a little bit lazy, getting high off all of the maybes. Baby, scared stupid about coming home late. Pray to God that we'd end up great, thinking we could actually control our fate.